So Myra, what are your personal thoughts on Facebook?
I think it's a great way to keep in touch with your friends, but on the downside, it's a really big distraction for school. For example, as I write this paper, I keep checking Facebook, Twitter, the New York Times, every website you can think of, because I can't concentrate. There's also this MIT study done, and they were saying that every time students write a paragraph for a paper, they stop and they go to Facebook and come back to it. And the people I've surveyed, everyone says the same thing. Like, it's just this enormous distraction for our generation, but it has the plus of getting us to keep in touch with our friends. There's so many people from previous colleges and high school that I'm in touch with, family members in like other states that I get to talk to purely because of Facebook. So there's good and bad. I think it's just a matter of having self-control, and our generation doesn't seem to have mastered that.
There have been various studies about our generation lacking empathy and being very egotistical. Do you think that social networking could be to blame to that, or do you think something else is involved?
Social networking definitely makes us egotistical. For example, I updated my Facebook status today, and I was talking about being at Nordstrom and how there was a mom talking about Twilight and how I laughed at her. And then I shared it with all like 900 something of my friends. That was pretty egotistical for me to think anyone's interested in my, slightly funny interaction at Nordstrom while I'm picking up something. But the empathy thing, I almost don't understand what they mean by our generation lacking empathy.
I think not being able to identify and really show real concern. Like personally with my relationship towards Facebook, if a friend posts something really, really negative or sad about their life, I'm going to take it differently than if they're going to call me and tell me in person.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point. Like, I would be more concerned if they called and told me in person, but it's also just like, if they put it on Facebook, they're upset. If they call me and tell me, they're upset. But to the nth degree. And if they text message me, it's somewhere between Facebook and a phone call.
It's funny how there's the hierarchy of communication of what's
definitely
important.
Like, I definitely think Facebook is somewhere down there. But if someone's status is depressing or it says they're sick and I'm not super busy, I will text them and ask how they're doing and have like a short conversation with them. Or I'll leave them a Facebook comment. But I also feel like, wanting to go into the medical field, I do have some degree of empathy, and I don't necessarily think our generation's lacking it, but doesn't the older generation always think that people in our age group are lacking something or another?
What do you think about older generations on Facebook? Family and...
I support it. I think it's cool. They should, do what they want with technology. I don't support parents stalking their children and telling them to change their Facebook profile pictures. Thanks, Mom. But,
my mom saw a picture of me with a beer, and she called my brother to tell him that I had a problem, to talk to me about it.
I think parents stalk their kids for like the alcohol and drug use pictures, and I'm not into that. And also schools stalk for alcohol pictures. Like, I went to Seattle University, and that's what they did. If you were in the dorms and they knew you were under 21, you were busted and had to attend like an alcohol education class. And it's like, I understand where the older generation is coming from with using it, but I also feel like they might be kind of using it in not the best manner possible, but they mean well. It's just that it was kind of more fun. It was like the cool kids club, and Facebook was only something you could use when you registered with the .edu college email address. Now that's open to everyone. It's just like, it's nothing special anymore. We used to look forward to our acceptance letters to get that email address and register for Facebook. Now it's just like, it doesn't matter.
What do you think about the new movie coming out?
On Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
I really like the Scala and Kalakny brothers cover of
Yes!
Radiohead song
Creep!
A+. And the movie looks really interesting, but I feel like they've totally sensationalized it.
Yeah, the guy from Zombieland playing Mark Zuckerberg.
Justin Timberlake is in it.
What?
Yes, Justin Timberlake is in it. And it just makes it seem like they're having the most debauched, amazing, raunchy time ever. And then, like, you really think about it, they're a bunch of nerds who went to, like, Harvard and were probably in their dorm room studying and not out partying. So I feel like it's probably a gross misrepresentation. But am I going to see it? Of course.